CD review. I guess in this sense you could call it an EP review, but it doesn't really fucking matter now, does it? Bear with me, I'm kind of going through some allergy stuff right now, so my voice is a little iffy. But I finally gave the newest Angels and Airwaves effort a listen, and I had a couple people really asking me about what I thought about it, and from what I know, it came out a couple days ago, maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. Maybe I don't even know when it came out, but I didn't even know about it or really care about it enough to really even think about it till now, just because I had some free time, and I figure you guys would be interested in chatting about it. So first thing I gotta say is, from being a big DeLonge fan over the past 15 years or so, and listening to the stuff that he's done even before then, there's one thing that is very, very apparent, and that is that Tom goes through a lot of different phases. And everyone in life goes through phases. Just things that you like today, couple years from now, you can look back on it and be like, what the hell was I thinking? So I feel like that really shows in Tom's work, because you look at the early Blink stuff, like the really early stuff up until like Dude Ranch, it has a very distinct personality, I guess, to it. And then you get into like the Enema of the State and the Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and even a little bit of Boxcar Racer stuff, but I'd say Boxcar's a little after. But that whole era, it gets a little poppier, gets away from the punk a little bit, and then you get sort of the Boxcar Racer, the self-titled Blink album, and it's definitely a little bit more darker, kind of. I know some people call it like a post-hardcore kind of thing, if you really want to try and get technical, but it's it's still kind of pop punk, but it's definitely darker. It's definitely a little bit more moodier. And then he kind of went into the Angels and Airwaves stuff after that, and it was a very obvious change there. He was really in love with effects, guitar effects mostly. He was still playing a lot of guitar, which was great, and from, I'd say, We Don't Need to Whisper, I Empire, I guess both Love albums. Even though the Love albums, they start to get a little less guitar driven as a whole, but then you get Blink's Neighborhoods, and even Dogs Eating Dogs are a little less intricate for the guitar work, but he at least tried to do the Blink thing that they had done before, and at least try and stay in that sort of vein, I guess. And then you get the what was the last Angels and Airwaves album? Poet, I think it was. Is it called Poet? I don't even fucking remember. That one is definitely another departure. It's something different, and it's said that Elon Rubin definitely helped transition him into different styles of songwriting, and maybe a different way of thinking altogether. So it's just another sort of stage in Tom's life, which is where this album kind of comes in, because I feel like Poet, or whatever the hell it was called, the Tom DeLonge album, demo, whatever the hell you want to call that garbage, and this newest EP, I think are all kind of in the same category, where he's definitely a little bit experimental, and he's definitely getting very synth driven, which is not a bad thing, but it's definitely not what people are used to, especially those people that have been listening to early Blank, and even the people that like found him just from like early Angels and Airwaves. I mean, I'm reading comments on YouTube that are just from people that picked him up from like the We Don't Need to Whisper and I Empire days, and not really digging it, you know. And I get it. Me, I don't think this new EP is anything to really shout about. I don't think it's amazing, but you know, I don't think it's the worst thing I ever heard. I think it's still better than the last thing he did, the Tom DeLonge demos, Odds Ends thing, and I don't know. I mean, I can see why people don't like it. I can see why people do like it. I mean, he's still the same songwriter. He's still writing, you know, similar sort of lyrics. And, you know, if you love someone's voice, you know, that's probably never going to change. I mean, you love his voice, you love his voice. So, I mean, I can see why people would like it just because it's Tom, and there's those types of people that'll fucking do anything for more Tom DeLonge related stuff. And, you know, I used to be one of those people. I'm not anymore. But do I think this is like a terrible EP? No, I don't think it's bad. You know, it definitely shows that he put in some effort, unlike the last thing he did. And I think that it's interesting to really call it an Angels and Airwaves EP, because it doesn't feel like Angels and Airwaves to me. And even that being said, I didn't think the last Angels and Airwaves full length was really like Angels and Airwaves that I had heard. But I still enjoyed that album a good amount, and I don't know. I feel like he could have called this just like under his name, you know, Tom DeLonge, and it would have fit a little bit better, because it still sounds and feels a little bit like his demos, Odds and Ends thing, more than it does Angels and Airwaves to me. The songs as a whole, let me find the track listing again. You know, some of them were a little boring, I guess. I can't even remember what the hell the name of the thing is. That's not what it's called. I'm stupid. Of Nightmares, that's what it was, not From Nightmares. So yeah, what song was it? Into the Night, you know, I think that was the first one that I heard, and I was like, all right, you know, it's nothing crazy. It's probably the most Angels and Airwaves sounding one, I guess. What the hell is this fucking... So unprepared. But you guys don't give a shit, do you? No, you don't. And this fucking fly is pissing me off. Alright, so... yeah, Into the Night, I mean, that one, like I said, I feel like had the least amount of surprise to me. I wasn't really super shocked. I mean, I feel like that one could have been on Poet, or whatever the hell it was called. What the hell? Oh, it was Dreamwalker, that's what it was. Completely blanked. Poet was the movie, that's what it was. Sorry. View from Below was pretty interesting. I'd say that was probably the one that I liked the most, except I liked it when he was singing like the softer parts, and then it just goes right into him singing like the higher, bigger parts, which I didn't like as much, but I thought that song was probably the coolest one. My sniffles are probably getting pretty annoying. Not in the right tuning. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have too much else to say about the other songs because frankly I don't even remember them that much. Home was kind of interesting just because he barely sang in it at all. And what I thought was really funny is everybody in the comments is like just in love with the lyrics and in love with the way he was singing. He sang like 2 lines in the whole fucking song, which is hilarious. But nobody's saying he has to sing at all, you know. I love instrumental music, you know. I don't need vocals to enjoy a song, but I don't know. It's definitely weird to just have like 1 line or 2 lines or whatever it was in it. So that was pretty interesting. In Parasomnia, I listened to it like 20 minutes ago and I don't even remember it anymore. So what's that tell you? I will say I do really like the synth sounds on this album. I think like over the past couple years he's definitely gotten a pretty cool synth sound. But the better the synth sound gets, the shittier the guitar tone gets. And someone like me, you know, I'm just wondering what the hell he's recording with. And I feel like he almost wants it to sound bad just because it's not usual. You know, it's pretty unusual of a sound that he usually gets, especially on, I'm pretty sure it was Into the Night, but I don't remember. Pretty much the whole thing. So, anyway, that's all I really got to say. That rhymed. But it's not a bad EP, but it's definitely... I don't think it should be labeled an Angels and Airwaves album, EP, whatever. I just don't think it really fits. So, yeah, that's all I got. I don't know what I'm doing. See you later. Let me know what you think. I'm interested. Sort of.